You are now tuned in to the Healing Hotgirl podcast, made for women who are finally giving themselves permission to show up as the woman they always knew they could be. If you're here, that means you're ready for an upgrade. So without further ado, let's get into this episode. Hey, Healing Hotgirls, and welcome back to the next episode of the podcast, y'all. So we are actually in our new space, y'all. I don't know if I filmed in this space before. I feel like I have, but it looks fire to me, and I feel like I'm just very proud of my work. Like, I did this. But y'all, I missed y'all. How y'all been? Seriously, like, I feel like I haven't spoken to y'all in so long. I feel like I've been missing in action, like all of the things, you know what I'm saying? I keep saying, oh, a new episode, and I filmed like 2 episodes, but I wanted to put out one prior to that one. So yeah, we're actually getting ready for the podathon. I'm doing a podathon this December. If you missed last year's, you still have time to catch up on that, and we're gonna have all new guests, all new messages, all new purposes, all the things. So I'm super excited about that, but until December, you guys will just be here with me. Okay, we're gonna get into it. But I did just want to say that I was filming an episode talking about something completely different, and I got a download to switch the message because this is something that I keep repeating to myself, and I feel like that just means that we need to share it and we need to elaborate on it and discuss. So we're going to talk about proving yourself. For me, I told y'all multiple times, and I'll proudly say that I've been a people pleaser in the past. I'll proudly say that I have not always stood up for myself. I haven't always advocated for myself, and I was comfortable in that for a little while. I was content. More recently, I feel like because I've been moving out of that, I have to learn to speak up for myself. And if I don't speak up for myself, who will? Honestly, I've been interacting with more people this summer, y'all. And I feel like this is really what gets me. This is really like where the test is. Because I could say I'm growing all day, which I love. Like I truly am growing. But I feel like the ultimate test is when you are interacting with people who might have triggered you in the past, or you're interacting with people who remind you of someone that you just got away from, or you're just in like really tough situations, or it doesn't even really have to be a tough situation, but just interacting with someone else's energy as opposed to constantly being in your own energy. I feel like that's the ultimate test about whether you're really growing or not. And this has really highlighted to me some areas that I needed to work on, because it's like, in my own bubble, of course, like I have control over it. I have control over the energy. I have control over the space. Duh, I'm growing, girl. What are you talking about? I could check people. I could set boundaries, all of the things. But when you're in the heat of the moment and you're having an uncomfortable conversation, maybe you're like, what's happening? Like, you know, so I've just been getting in the habit of standing on business, girl. Like, be how you be in your room. So one thing I wanted to work on is stop feeling like I always have to prove myself to people. This stemmed from people pleasing, yes, but I've also feel like I've groomed it to fit the narrative that I'm this shy, timid girl. You could always count on me. You could always call on me. I feel like just having that attached to my name makes me feel like I always have to prove that I'm there for somebody. I have to prove that I support them. I have to prove that, you know, and go above and beyond. I'm tired of feeling like I have to prove myself, or I have to prove that I deserve to be here, that I have to prove that I should be part of your life or part of your story. Girl, if you don't feel like I add value, let me go. I'm gonna just let you know that now, okay? And vice versa. If you are constantly seeking validation, if you're constantly feeling like you have to prove yourself to these people, you have to go above and beyond and try and prove that you're worthy of being in the group or worthy of being included, is it really worth it? Because a lot of times when you do things like that, speaking from personal experiences, a lot of times when you do things like that, you're going against your natural state. It's possible that you'll go against your morals and values just to be seen in a certain light by these people. And who cares? Like, but who are they? I'm working on being self-validating and knowing who I am through and through. I feel like in order to become self-validated, you have to know who you are. You have to know what you're willing to accept, what you're not willing to accept. And the part that I hated, let me say in the past, the part, honestly, I still don't really like it, but the part that you really have to engage in that I don't really like is that you have to experience it first. So I wouldn't have known that I was still being a people pleaser in some ways if I didn't experience it. I wouldn't have known that I needed to set boundaries if I didn't experience, a breakdown or experience what not having boundaries was like. So the experience part, I feel like, is what be getting me sometimes. But now in those experiences, I'm trying to remind myself, like, bro, it's all part of the plot. It's all part of the plot. This is here to teach you something you need to learn. This is a lesson that you need to learn. This is a lesson that you're not grasping. You need to figure out what this means, figure out how to apply it, figure out how to tweak it, all of the things. So going back, I said that you need to be self-validated. And in order to be self-validated, you need to know who you are. So how do you learn who you are? In the experience, girl. So how can I be afraid of the experiences? And that's the space where I'm supposed to be learning. So I'll talk to y'all about a more recent instance. Like, I had an interaction where somebody said something to me, and I immediately, and I didn't realize it until after I sat with it, I realized that I acted based off emotion instantly. I'm like, I'm popping junk. So then after I sat with it, I'm like, wait a minute, like, hold on. So I go back, I'm rereading the conversation, and I'm like, bro, what happened? Whatever was said reminded me of a situation from my past. And in that, I did my initial reaction, which is to act off emotion, which is to shut down, which is to, just throw in a towel and build up a wall, and instead of communicating. So now this is teaching me something about myself when I'm communicating with someone else. It's like, whenever I feel an emotion that I tried to hide in the past or I tried to bury, I'll immediately build up a wall. I'll immediately shut down. I'll immediately say, F it all. I don't want to talk about it. I don't care. I don't want to, you feel me? And that's teaching me a lot about me, because it's like, girl, here we are. We're doing good. We're communicating. We're letting the world know what's tea. We're letting ourselves know what's tea. We're letting this person know what's tea. And it's like it all just came to a dead stop. Just because I couldn't control my emotions. Use these experiences to help you grow, girl. I can't express that enough. Like, even when it comes to friends, like, just use these experiences. That's literally what they're here for. Use these experiences to help you grow, to help mold you, to help bring you closer to the woman the woman that you're becoming. Like, the person that you're evolving into is not the same person that you used to be. You're not going to be the same. You don't want to be the same. Like, if you're here, you don't want to be the same. Just understand that it happens sometimes where, like, you'll react in a way that you're not really proud of sometimes. If I didn't have this experience, I would have never known that this was still a problem for me. So I feel like in being more social and interacting with more people, it's really putting me to the test of, like, do you really know who you are? Are you really standing on who you are? Are you standing on your values? What will you do? What won't you do? Are you really, like, showing up? Another way I feel like you can learn who you are is by paying attention to your reoccurring thoughts. I feel like a lot of times in the past, when I've been so focused on growth and so focused on healing, I've been having thoughts like, you should be editing right now. You should be taking this time to film. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. And I would be on my phone scrolling on TikTok. And I would be on FaceTime. I would be doing this. I would be finding something else to do. I'm so bored. Oh my God, I have to do this. I have to do that. When I have a list of tasks that I could possibly be doing. So paying attention to your thoughts, girl. Listen, a lot of times it's really all about listening to yourself, listening to that inner voice. If you really know that you're trying to be better, if you really know that you're trying to show up different, that you're trying to come different, if you really know you're trying to show up different and prove to yourself, because I feel like, honestly, if you're going to prove anything to anybody, prove it to yourself. If you're really trying to prove that you're on that time and, like, that you're really different, you should be trying to prove it to yourself. You should be paying attention to the little impulses that you get. Oh, I should read a book right now. I should pick up that book that I said I was going to finish by the end of the month. I should work on my podcast show notes. I should work on my podcast brand idea. I should work on this. I should work on that. And just little, it's literally little nuggets. And these are thoughts that you already have in your brain, but instead you want to sit there and wallow in the self-pity. Because another thought that came after the productive thought is that, oh my God, girl, this friend from 6 years ago do not hang out with me, but she scrolled on my social media today. Who cares? Is that getting you anywhere you need to be? Oh, okay. Like, I feel like, oh my God, that's another thing. I feel like people be so, this is not relevant to the episode, but I feel like we be so concerned about shit that does not matter, bro. Like, for what? For what, bro? None of the stuff that you're worried about today is going to get you anywhere you need to be. It's not going to progress you further. It's not putting money in your pockets. It's not building your brand. It's not showcasing your business. It's not doing anything for you but building and adding on to the worry and adding on to the fucking doubt and fear and procrastination that you're trying to get away from. Me personally, y'all, I'm over proving myself. I'm over caring too much. I'm over all of the things because what the hell? Like, it's not doing nothing for me. It's not doing nothing for me. I feel like I am who I am and I'm going to show up as I am. And the people who are meant to be in alignment with that will be there. Listen, and everything else will fall by the wayside. But yeah, y'all, I really just wanted us to understand that you don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to prove that you belong in somebody's life. You don't have to prove that you're the best girlfriend. That's another thing. I used to try to prove that I was the great girlfriend. Girl, going above and beyond for a motherfucker who wouldn't even fucking buy you a motherfucking sandwich, bitch. No, let me stop. I'm lying. But I'm just saying, it's really stuff like that going on in this world. It's scary. Anyways, yeah, stop going above and beyond for people who showed you already how they messing with you and that they not messing with you, okay? Like, I really want us to stop doing that because I feel like, especially us lover girls, we need to get it together because we give too much too soon, trying to prove ourselves, trying to prove that we need these people in our life, trying to prove that we're worthy of. Girl, please, get you a self-help book and keep it pushing, okay? So, yeah, all that being said, I love y'all. I can't wait to see y'all in the next episode because it is coming fairly soon. So I love y'all again. I can't wait to see y'all in the next episode. Don't forget that Hotgirls are healing too, but that's okay because that's what we're here for. I love y'all. Bye.